Hello friends, in Unit 4, wherein we were discussing official correspondence, we had talked about the goodwill letters and the miscellaneous letters, and we understood the difference between commercial and official correspondence. And then we started talking about memorandum, which is an example of an official correspondence. We talked about how it is different from a letter and what all purpose is a memorandum used for. And we also took another example of the response memo which has been sent as a response to the first memo on your left. So we took these examples and understood how to draft a memorandum. Now we are moving to another type of official correspondence, which is known as a notice. Now have a look at, you might have come across so many notices on the notice board. When you enter the college, you see on your right there is a notice board. In the department also we have installed the notice board within the classroom. So there are so many notices that you might have already come across. We need to understand as to what they are actually meant for. Number one, they are meant for displaying information to general public, or many a times it is just a specific group. Now for example, if I want to tell everybody in the organization that tomorrow it is going to be a holiday, or tomorrow we are going to have a tree plantation drive in the college, and I want everybody to know this, be it the teachers, be it the non-teaching staff, be it the principal, be it everybody, be it the students, then I may go for notice. So when you have to reach out to a larger audience, then you go for to a bigger audience, you have to go for a notice. So it could be a general public, it could also be a specific group. For example, this notice could be meant for only the students pursuing their BBA. So only the students in the department. For example, when we have to tell the students that their Viva is scheduled on such and such date. Now this particular notice is not meant for everybody in the college, it is only meant for a particular group. Which group? Say BBA first year or BBA second year, right? So this is an instance where you use notice, and notices have to be displayed in public places, right? So as I told you, when you enter the college, towards your right you find a notice board. Generally in organizations we have a notice board, and the notice board is generally installed near the entrance. So these are public places where you have to install the notice board, so that more and more number of peoples can go through that particular notice, can have a look at that particular notice, right? Now please also understand that since you are using this to communicate something to a bigger audience, you also have to ensure that you are using a very attractive language. Otherwise, many people in the audience would probably not even have a look at your notice. So you have to make the notices attractive. So this is how a notice is different from a letter, and it is also different from a memorandum. Here you have to use some catchy language or a catchy headline, or you might also use some illustration, some picture also you might use to draw the attention of the audience, right? Now let us understand the format of a notice. Now this is how a notice looks like, right? And have a look at this particular notice, and you should remember this format, because as I told you earlier, 50% marks are meant for the format. You have to get the format correct, and the remaining 50% are generally meant for what you write here in the body. So you have to get the format correct in the first place. Now please understand, there are different parts of a notice. Number one is the name of institution. So this is the institution. So this particular notice is meant basically for Department of Business Administration only. It could be for the teachers, it could be for the students, but it is only meant for circulation within the department, right? So here we have mentioned the name of the institution, Department of Business Administration at the Lakshman Singh Meher Government PG College, Pithoragarh, Uttarakhand, right? Then we have the title. Just like in memorandum we had the title at the top, I hope you remember, we had written at the top memo, MEMO. Just like that we have a title here also. So this is a general format. In circulars also it would happen that on the top you would find circular being written there, just like we find notice being written here, right? So this is the title of your document. So now everybody will get to know that it is a notice. Now please understand, there should also be a space left for date, generally on the right side, wherein you mention the date on which the notice has been issued. Then you have the heading. Now this is what has to be really catchy. Campus placement 2020 and 21 session, and please also understand, it should be able to convey what is there in the notice. So it should be attractive as well as should be sufficient to convey to the audience as to what is there in the notice, right? It may so happen that some of the audience may have nothing to do with this notice, so they would understand they might not be interested in getting campus placed in the year 2020-21, or they might still be studying in first year, so they would understand it is not meant for them and they would not go through it. So you have to make the heading very catchy, very attractive, plus it should be able to convey what is there in the body of the notice. Fine. Now this is the content, the body of the notice. Have a look at the content. MBA second year and BBA third year students are hereby informed. Naturally, these are the batches who go for placements, right? So they are being informed that LG India is scheduled to visit the campus. I hope you understand. LG is a well-known company which deals in consumer durables. It brings out fridges and televisions and other such consumer durables which are also known as white goods. So LG India, the Indian subsidiary of LG, is visiting the campus for recruitment on May 5th, 2021. So this is being informed to the students that this particular company is coming for campus recruitment on this particular date, and what is the profile that they are offering, what is the job profile that they are offering. So they are offering this particular designation management training in the human resource management department. The annual cost to company, CTC means cost to company. How much would you cost to the company as an employee? So 4,10,000 does not mean this is the amount that you will be getting every year. This means that all the costs that the company will incur on you, it would include the medical reimbursement, the travel reimbursement, and the insurance premium paid by the company. So it would include everything, and this would come out to be 4,10,000. Fine. This would include the payment made on your behalf to the Provident Fund account also, or maybe to NPS also. So this would include everything. This is not what you would be paid. What you would be paid would be less than that. What on your behalf the company is paying to the Employee Provident Fund organization, that would also be part of this. And this is known as cost to company. So you should always remember this from placement perspective also, that what we mean by annual cost to company, right? So this is how much the company would be spending on you on an annual basis. Now please understand, the job location has also been specified. The job location is Hyderabad and Chandigarh. Naturally, good jobs, you would not be able to find them in Pithoragarh. You will have to move out, so you have to be mobile in that sense. And what is the eligibility for appearing in the selection process? You have to have 60% throughout, means in class 10th also, in class 12th also, in your graduation also, you should have scored more than 60%. If you have done that, you are eligible to apply for this particular designation in the company to sit in the placement process, right? So this has been mentioned as to what particular profile is being offered by LG India. And then another thing which has been mentioned is those students who are interested in applying are required to contact the undersigned. What do we mean by undersigned? Somebody who has signed at the bottom, in simple words. So the person who has signed at the bottom, the placement officer, Mr. Bhalachand, this is what we mean by the undersigned. So generally we do not say please contact me. So Bhalachand may not say please contact me. He is saying please contact the undersigned. What does it mean? Undersigned is Bhalachand only. So please contact Bhalachand. Generally, many a times we do not refer to ourselves in the first person in such correspondences. So we would not say please contact me. We would say please contact the undersigned, or please contact the sender of this communication. So we are referring to ourselves in the third person. I hope you remember what first person is. I, me, this is first person. You, this is second person. He, she, this is third person. So we are referring to ourselves not in the first person but in the third person. So that is what is meant by undersigned. So everybody who is interested in sitting for this company, they should contact this guy who is the placement officer in this particular department and they have to submit their CVs, and the deadline has also been given as 3rd of May. Is that fine? So this is how you have to write the notices. Please go through this format again, and I have another example for you also. This is the name and the designation of the issuing authority. So whosoever is the issuing authority, this is the name and designation of that particular authority. So who has issued this notice? Mr. Balachand, who is the placement officer, right? Now another example for you. Department, again the same thing. You have to mention the name of the institution, the date is there, the heading is there, and this has to be a very catchy headline. Now this is meant for everybody, right, in the department. It is not meant for a particular group. It is not meant for just first year or second year, and that is why the headline is attention. This is to inform the students not attending the online classes that failure to submit assignments and absence from online assessments shall invite strict penal action. So those students among you also, if you are not attending online classes and you are not submitting your assignments on time, which means the notes that you are preparing after going through these videos, and you are not showing them during the inspection on Saturdays, and if you are not appearing in the tests which take place every second week, then you are liable for some penal action. Some penalty might be imposed on you. It could be any kind of penalty, right? And such students may also be debarred from appearing in the semester end exam. You can also consider this as a formal notice from my side as the in charge of this particular department. So if you are not attending these assessment sessions, and if you are not submitting your assignments, and if you are not submitting these assignments for inspection by faculty members, be ready to be disallowed from appearing in the semester end exams, and you yourself would be responsible for it. Who is the person who has issued this notice? In this case, it is the in charge of student affairs, Yamraj Singh, and you can also consider this as a notice issued by me, right? So my advice to you and the other friends of yours who are not attending these classes is to tell them that you should attend these classes, submit assignments on time, and also appear and score well in the assessment tests. Fine. So this is how we have completed notices. In the next session that we'll have, we'll talk about another tool which is used for commercial correspondence. Thank you very much for your time.